station. It's been in play here about 40 years. We look for planned outages to make this happen, these kind of fixes, adjustments, if you will. This is a good opportunity, and it's still relatively cool. The thought of working in the power industry was enticing. You're always on the move, always on the go, always trying to figure out the next problem, solve it quickly, and make it so that everything still runs smoothly. I'm a power systems engineer. It's going to take a whole lot of work. I've been here since 2006, December. I'm working on 10 years. Officially, I've been here 9.
That's a man-made lake, isn't it?
Yes. You can't often tell, and you can't often know what's driving them or inspiring them. You know, I'm sure my mom had no idea what was driving or inspiring me when I was young. I kind of have high expectations for him. Doesn't look that old. Maybe he was younger, maybe 4th grade. Alex. I sat them in the bluebonnets and we took pictures. Kind of thought he might choose architect.
I always loved doing art, you know.
Just because of his love to draw, design.
It's about adapting and viewing the world. It's kind of like the way to free yourself.
From young, they've been reading, they've been thinking, they've been talking.
The details.
They've been
probably be way better if I used a ruler.
Saying intelligent things.
Just put yourself in another reality for a second and just start putting something together. It's like creating something out of nothing, honestly.
I didn't know he'd be in engineering. I knew he'd do something.
Father passes along to his children the lessons learned from a lifetime of experience. I'm not sure how much impact my dad had, honestly. I think he was more the inspiration of the creative side, honestly. He was always the artist of the house. He always had a drawing pad and like his own homemade easel. Going to school for mechanical engineering and design, innovation, and society. Suspect, just listening to my mom, it was like, I just felt like it was the field I wanted to go in, the science field, because it sounded so great, you know, the way my mom would always talk about it.
My wife is also an electrical engineer. She gets to talk a lot about taking something from innovation to a product. And I think that's definitely something that inspired him to maybe do the same someday in some other fashion.
I suspected I wanted to be a scientist and an artist. Basically, life hasn't changed much from there. I wasn't exactly sure what kind of scientist I would be, or even anything past scientist, because I wasn't quite sure what all science included. I believe I was in 11th grade. I was considering a project, and it was like, you know, I want to be in the science fair this year, but I'm not exactly sure what to do. And then my dad was like, well, you should do what you actually enjoy. And like, you like to look at the weather, you know, you should check out the weather. I'm like, that is a good idea, because that would be a project I'm actually interested in.
He was inspired by the fact that children his age and younger were doing some amazing things. And I think everyone gets that kind of inspiration when you actually walk onto the floor. I've been volunteering at the Austin Energy Science Fair, I believe, about 6 years.
You want to make sure that the person who is in deep green is around.
There are some incredible things that are happening there, and it's really fun and inspiring to see young people expanding their minds like that. I think it was a win. I'm happy with the experience that he learned from it and got from it, and he'll have forever. Hopefully someone was inspired by what he did as well, but yeah, I think it definitely inspired him to continue on in the field of science.